Это он что ли их решает? Мне интересно. А, это поп-звезда, да? Или что-то типа того? Слуха, Битлз. А, это настоящее имя, что ли, у человека такое? Ну да, наверное, как не заценил, да. Что делать? Нет. Не надо, ну это странно немножко. Эстрадная звезда какая-нибудь, наверное, да? Нет, 80 нет, не знаю. Нет, да, Павлов.
Это снова ты, криворукая, что не дай все испортишь. Я же сказал, что не хочу тебя видеть.
Знакомый какой-то, да? Американец какой-то, да, мне знаешь, что ли? Ну вот это есть он самый, да. Не расходит, не расходит. 100... А что так? 103? А что так это наоборот? Непонятно. Удобно, Нет, моя пенсия, нет пенсии. Макарена. О, Макарена! 454. Бэтмен, ты вообще мужик. Жак Луи Бэтмен. Макарену написал. На пенсии написал. 450.
Let's give him a warm welcome. Here is Hyperion Lights.
Это как Queen, только лучше еще, да, понимаете?
You're always impressed with the rock man. This is the rock man. I'm off. Don't mind him. Great job, you are fantastic. Show me something. No.
One more time for the great lights ringing on, my friends. My dear friends.
Только в приложении KFC. Используй промокод WOW30 и получи скидку минус 30% на первый заказ с собой. Подробности акции на kfc.ru.
Эй! Ты мужик, Батман, ты мужик.
So am I. Let's throw it over to Toju, Mutsuki, and Luzbilum.
Alright guys, hope you're excited for the next 9.5 hours of the evening. And you are all part of history. This is the longest single speedrun that GDQ's ever featured without it being split in half. So
Yeah.
you're all part of that, yeah. Alright. Alright, count us down.
Let's go.
Тоже сказка, тоже сказка.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, so this is Final Fantasy IX, so yeah, we have 9 hours for donations if you want to just...
All right, I'll get right on it.
So joking aside, this game is in its 6th year anniversary from the last time it was ran, which was at AGDQ 2013, run by Spike, Vegeta, and Puexel, both of whom are here. So suffice to say, in that time, some things have changed, some things are the same. And even from the last time that this run has seen a major marathon setting, it has changed quite a bit. So those are some things we're going to be going over as we go along. But until then, sit back and enjoy with the best Let's Play at AGDQ 2019. For now, though, we're
currently on world record pace.
Yes.
So, there's that. This is Garnet, but she's not really Garnet. But they call her Garnet.
Yeah, the beginning of this game is set in the theater ship, which we'll be getting into shortly. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the opening FMV, and then whoever has the top Zidane name in about 1 minute will be our winner.
How about we introduce ourselves?
Yeah, that's good. So, I guess starting from left to right, over here, our silent protagonist from Iceland is Gaddy Cool Sunshine. I am Toju.
I am Karin.
I'm Roosevelt. And I'm Muskie.
What? I'm Roosevelt.
So we're just getting into the game here. We're just going to need about a final refresh on the Zidane name. That was coming up within the next probably 30 seconds or so.
So here we have Goku's younger brother Zidane introduced for the first time.
So right off the bat, we're just going to be doing a quick config menu. We're going to be setting a few things as per runner preference, as well as speeding up some things. And then after that, we are going to be naming our protagonist, whoever he may be. Yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Clap for Blue. No. Alright, so we need the Zidane name now.
Alright, it looks like Zizu is the winner.
Could you-
P-I-Z-O-U.
Wait, is it all caps or lowercase? For the...
I'm a monster.
Okay. Alright, so the first thing coming up is the #1 reset part in the run. We're going to be going into the fight with a masked man. We're going to be trying to steal a weapon for Zidane called the Mage Masher. The Mage Masher has a 1 in 16 chance to get, and we have 4 characters who can steal. So everyone at home, get your guesses in the chat. How many steals will it take for us to get it? 6% chance. The last time we did this, it took a whopping 48. So that is the number to beat. Whoever is closest without going over is going to be our winner.
Let's count.
All right. 1, 2,
3,
Dude, we just robbed this guy blind.
4.
Yeah, so there are 2 other steals that we can get, which is what he just got there, as a potion and a wrist. They're pretty much inconsequential. We just want to get the Mage Masher as quick as
5,
possible.
6, 7, 8.
Ooh.
Not world record pace anymore.
Yeah.
It was
9.
outlasted, guys.
Hey!
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
World record's still alive.
So yeah, the Mage Masher is really important. It is unfortunate to have to do this right away at the beginning, but it's kind of unavoidable. There's one that is able to be picked up later on, but it's just too out of the way. The Mage Master is a pretty significant boost in strength for Zidane, and much like his starting weapon, it actually starts with Flea, so we kind of get a best of both worlds without sacrificing anything. So it's really imperative for us to pick it up at this fight. Fortunately, in normal runs, all you have to do is watch the opening FMV, and you can do as many times as you like, but here we're pretty lucky to not have to wait too long.
One thing that's really nice that this game introduced as far as the speedrun goes is that the text boxes populate significantly faster than its predecessors, which populated 1 character at a time. Yeah, I'm kind of eliminating these pretty quickly because they pop up line at a time rather than 1 character. Which is why in this speedrun, renaming the characters to all have 1 character names really doesn't do a whole lot for the speedrun, so you can actually keep the default names and not have to have every character named A or whatever.
Yeah, and contrary to a lot of JRPG speedruns that have this sort of issue, you don't really need to run any specific language. The
Туда,
time
блядь,
difference between
вроде для
Japanese and
детей
English
сделано,
is...
понимаешь? Да, да, ну, понимает он. Ну, по идее, загробастать, да, понимает. И я бы так сказал, что дети не взрослеют, понимаешь, в чем дело? То есть тот, кто, ну, в 3 года ты, наверное, вряд ли будешь игрушки эти играть. Да, те, кто 18 лет, у которых это, там, что-то уже, все, ты уже больше не взрослеешь после этого, больше ничего не я поняла. И все про это знают, и ты 50 лет будешь играть в игры и слушать то, что слушал в 13, да, когда у тебя начало, да, понимаешь, факт. Я не знаю, как бы это уже факт не просто, он просто как бы вот такой факт, что ты от него не отвертишься никак. Ничего страшного в этом нет, я думаю, да. Ну да, наверное, начало взрослой жизни, да, ну так. Да, как так, почему нас вначале были, да. О, да. Да, понимаю. Все, опять уже про что-то 12 часов.
Pretty minor considering the game is really long. The text boxes populate instantly, so the extra, like the fewer characters don't really do much. So that's why pretty much everyone just speedruns the English version of this game.
And because we read all of it, so...
Yeah.
Except me.
Except you. But you're just lazy. You don't like mashing.
Ну, наверное, нет, ну надо. Черт знает, что там. Несерьезно как-то, понимаешь? Да. Да. Надо думать, значит, да. Вот он о себе так и говорит. Ну да, а что ты все равно делать-то будешь? Так хоть интереснее хотя бы будет. О, нет, ну что, амбициознее, нет. Тогда бабы давать будут, ну уж если так. Ну нет. Ладно, все, поехали. Подожди, это что тут?
Anyway, so we're getting to the opening of the game here. Basically what happened in the beginning there is we find out that Zidane, our protagonist, or Zuzu in this case, is part of a theater troupe group, and they have been hired to kidnap Princess Garnet. So that's sort of what's going underway right here at the beginning. But more importantly is, upcoming now is easily the most important skip of the entire game. Saves so much time, and he's guaranteed to get it. Why don't you walk us through it, Mutton?
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to this guy at the right frame, and then I'm gonna run away. And that's
pretty much it.
And that's it.
So yeah, this skip is affectionately known as the puck skip because the character that we're going to be running into, who shows up later in the game, is going to be named Puck.
It's a Shakespeare allusion. There's quite a few of them in this game.
So here we go, see if he gets it.
Oh no, the run's over!
Yeah, if it... If it was world record pace, it definitely is not now. Joking aside, most runners actually don't even go for that because it's one of those things where, you know, you save a second if you get it, you lose a second if you don't get it, so it's really minor, but first swag, we want to at least try. Right now we're introduced to our next main character,
Ну, здесь уже, ну понятно, что он прописан уже.
who is currently unnamed, but soon will be named.
Ну, насколько это,
It's
ну
really
ладно.
minor, but first swag, we want
Специально есть, ну ладно.
to at least try.
Приехал.
Right now we're introduced to our next main character, who is currently unnamed, but soon will be named. He's a black mage, originally known as Vivi, and he wants to go see the play that's being held by this leadership group that we met right at the beginning of the game, but he unfortunately finds out that his ticket is a fake, much to his demise. The guy behind the counter feels very bad for him, so he gives him some cards, but we're going to be trying to find another way in. Anyway.
This segment you're really just kind of intended to explore, and
Pedro,
there's some mini games you
Pedro,
can do.
mira,
Like there's a
mucha
jump rope there that you can press X to jump rope as many times as you can. I guess Squaresoft didn't really put a whole lot of complexity into the minigame, but hey, it gets better. There's a chocobo minigame later where you get to mash square instead. They're really switching it up on you.
Pedro.
So we're being introduced to Puck again, the guy we did not skip earlier. He wants to find a way to sneak into the play because he also doesn't have a way in. So we're watching guard for him, and now we're going to steal the painter's ladder and make our way up to the church, I believe.
He's called Rat Kid right now because he doesn't have a name, which is a pretty sweet name. FF8 has a character called Mean Guy, so they kind of go well together.
So we just take a quick detour to pick up a tent. That's going to come in handy later on, or at least we hope it's going to come in handy later on a boss fight about 2 hours in, but for now we're just going to hold on to it. We meet up with our first Moogle of the game, as well as another more important Moogle who will be making frequent stops to throughout the run.
They wanted to keep the Moogles in this game because they kind of didn't make a big appearance in FF7 or 8, really. FF7 obviously had the summon, FF8 had them as a really minor part, but and had a mini-mod card. But FF9 really wanted to bring them back because FF9 is kind of an homage to all of its predecessors, so they actually use the Moogle as a save point if you're unfamiliar with the game, which is kind of a cool little thing they decided to do to make the Moogles more prevalent and everywhere. They all have unique names too. That one's just called Kupo, which is the first one.
And we're gonna need Vivi's name here.
Alright, looks like Kiwi. K-E-Y-D-E-E.
Okay. K-E-Y-D-E-E. That's what I would have went with too, so perfect.
K-E-Y or?
K-E-Y-D-E-E.
K-E-Y-D-E-E.
Okay. So yeah, they are now sneaking into the play. Like I said, they don't have a way in, and they're aimlessly running across the rooftops, and VV is getting made fun of because he's scared of falling off a roof, but so it goes.
This play is actually written by Lord Avon, which again is a pretty obvious allusion to Shakespeare, having been born on Stratford-upon-Avon. And there's a number of references to Shakespeare throughout the game, like I mentioned, with Puck's name. Oh, instead, like, the king of this play is called King Leo, which is obviously like a slurred King Lear, kind of. Here we're kind of introduced, this is the first antagonist. She's lovely. Beautiful shades of blue. And this is the princess that we are sought after here and seeking after to kidnap.
Yeah, this first opening FMV here is kind of a nice allusion to what's going on in the beginning. So, for example, we can see that the princess is looking very sullen, and the queen is.
I always wanted. I want to see a play somewhere where you're on a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Like stage. I hope this just takes off. Steiner's got really good eyeliner.
He does.
I like this dance move. Wait for it. Oh yeah. Easy every time. 100 out of 100 nobles were impressed.
So yeah, we're back with our leadership group. They are sort of masquerading this play as using it as an excuse or a distraction, if you will, to kidnap the princess. But nonetheless, they are proficient actors, and it's going to be underway. The next fight upcoming, which will be with the king himself. It's a bit of a sort of set up so it's part of the play itself. So, but it is going to be a battle. It's basically going to be the first introduction to a technique called ATB waiting. This is the first major fight where we need to make use of it, because otherwise we run the risk of the enemies using really slow SFX, which is basically just very long animations. So what you're going to see Mutsky do here is he's going to be queuing attacks in a specific way, and while also holding his cursor in the sub-menus. And as we do it, we'll talk you through it. But basically what it allows us to do is manipulate the fact that our characters are faster than the enemy characters, and in doing so, we're able to get 2 turns off instead of 1.
This is all, the whole play is an auto-scroller, which is why I can't advance the text, and it looks like it's going significantly slower than it has been.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually not controlling it at all.
So our number 1 goal here, you don't actually have to kill the minions, but we're going to be taking them out right away because, like I said, they have the ability to use these special effect moves, which while they don't do any damage, are very long animation-wise. So we're going to be taking them out first just to try to make sure we have as few of those as possible.
They also, unfortunately, don't look that cool.
No, they do not. So at this point, we're going to be waiting. Well, first miss of the run. So you see he queued an attack with Marcus, and he's going to hold the menu in like this. Basically what that kind of does is, when you're in a sub-menu like that, ATBs don't increase for anyone, including the enemies and yourself. So what you're doing is sort of being in the sub-menus at a specific time, such that your characters can complete their animations, and then once it resets, because they're faster, they're going to get their next turn quicker than the enemy, despite the fact that they just went. So that was actually a pretty good fight.
Alright, we'll explain this next part. I would like it to be kind of quiet, though.
Yeah, so just to give a very brief introduction, we're going to be seeing a sword fight upcoming. It's going to be a series of